Welcome everyone to the wedding of Gaston and Michelle. Today is a special day for them both as they share with each of you the love that they have for each other by becoming husband and wife. At this time, we would politely ask that you refrain from taking pictures or videos so you can enjoy and be present for this special occasion. The DJ will be videoing and live streaming the service, and there will be an opportunity to take pictures at the end of the ceremony. We will now begin today's ceremony. would you stand for the bride? Well, good afternoon and welcome to family and friends of Gaston and Michelle. Today we are gathered together here in the sight of God and in the presence of these witnesses to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony. You may all be seated. Gaston and Michelle have chosen the scripture of 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8, and it says this: Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. At this moment, we're going to do a unity candle ceremony, and so Gaston and Michelle, if you'd like to please stand behind the table. And then if I could have the mothers step forward to light the candles. You're going to light the large taper candles over there. You may now be seated. Thank you very much. And so Gaston and Michelle, your mothers have lit the taper candles for the unity candle. The two individual flames, one representing each family, will demonstrate to us in a very beautiful way the symbolism of two who become one, as well as the faith, wisdom, and love that the two of you have received from your parents. Through the love and illumination of life, your paths have come together. In this symbolic ceremony, you will each take a lighted candle representing your previous pathways, and together you will light the center candle, turning it into a unity candle, which symbolizes your willingness to walk life's pathways together as one. You may now light the unity candle. That's good. You may now come back. And so today it is an honor to be able to bring Gaston and Michelle together in marriage with all of their friends and family gathered here in this very beautiful, magnificent place. And so what is so great about marriage and what helps make married life so good? You know, these are questions that you thought you may not have heard me asking today, but fear not, these are good questions to ask because they will reveal how wonderful the commitment of marriage is for two people who are in love and why marriage is so important for two people who wish to spend the rest of their lives together. And so to answer this question, let's take a look at some recent polling data to see why people get married. And let's be honest, polling data is always correct, is it not? And so to answer this question, currently in the top 10 reasons to get married are you get a tax break if you file your taxes jointly. Who does not like to save money? I know I do. You will never ever have to go on another awkward date. Now you get to go on non-awkward dates and you can even share the bill without feeling bad. Being married makes you happier. The research says that married people are happy, and so that's a really good thing, is it not? You guys must be really happy you're making this decision today. You're going to be much happier. But the greatest reason that people get married is because of love. Love is the number one reason that people get married, because they want to spend the rest of their lives together. And so if that is the case, let's take another look at that scripture that I just read based on 1 Corinthians. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy or boast. It is nor arrogant nor rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with truth. Wow, that's quite a long list of what love is, isn't it? And Gaston and Michelle, you are going to struggle with all of these things, but that is okay. Because as you struggle and become better at these things, your marriage will become much stronger. And so let's break this passage down just a little bit more. Love is patient. I know many of us lack a lot of patience in life. And in marriage, there will be times you will both lack patience. There will be times where your spouse just does things that annoy you. And you will annoy your spouse as well with things that you think are perfectly fine. Sounds like you guys have already done this already. So have patience with one another when things get difficult. Love is kind. Be kind to one another. This one's a good one because I think we should all be kind to one another, whether we are married or not. But sometimes we can be unkind if we have differences. In marriage, listening is always a good thing, and respecting each other is a very good thing. And these things will lead to kindness for one another. Love does not envy or boast. Yes, it can be very easy to boast about ourselves, become prideful with each other. But love is not these things. Being humble is hard sometimes, but sometimes it's okay to admit that we are wrong. In marriage, do not be afraid to admit to being wrong. Be humble in those moments and do not boast when you get things right and your spouse may have got things wrong. We are all human beings and we are not perfect. Love does not insist on its own way. This is getting really hard now, isn't it? There will be times where you insist on something that your spouse does not agree with, like which streaming channel you're going to watch that night, or which restaurant you're going to go to, or where you're going to go on vacation. The list just goes on and on and on. Compromise is the key to a successful and happy marriage. Planning and making choices together will allow both of you to have an equal say in your marriage. Love is not irritable. Yes, there will be times you both feel tired and grumpy, or times when your spouse accidentally wakes you up when leaving for work early, and you just want to say something that is not pleasant. Be nice, be kind, be gentle, hit the snooze button and go back to sleep. And finally, love does not rejoice at wrongdoing. Both of you will make mistakes. Both of you will be wrong. Rather than gloat and say those annoying words, "I told you so," rather uplift and encourage each other during these times. So Gaston and Michelle, remember during your marriage to have patience with each other when times are hard. Be kind to one another when you might be irritated with one another, and compromise with each other instead of insisting on your own way. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Gaston and Michelle, we all want to wish you the happiest of marriages. May your marriage be long and fruitful with joy and peace, patience and kindness for each other. and enjoy each and every day with one another for the rest of your married lives. At this point in the ceremony, Gaston and Michelle will now give their wedding vows to one another. But first, I have a question to ask each of you, if you'd like to hold each other's hands. And so, Gaston, I'll ask you first. At the end of this, you'll say, I do. Gaston, will you have this woman to be your wedded wife, to live together in the holy estate of matrimony? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her, in sickness and in health, and forsaking your others, keep only to her, so long as you both shall live? Wonderful. And Michelle, will you have this man to be your wedded husband, to live together in the holy estate of matrimony? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep only to him, so long as you both shall live? I do. Wonderful. And so now you repeat line after line and say these words to one another. And just follow my direction. I, Gaston, take you, Michelle, to be my wedded wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. Wonderful. Michelle, the same for you. I, Michelle, take you, Gaston, to be my wedded husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. Beautiful. Good job, guys. At this point, we will now do the exchanging of the rings. I'd like to ask for the ring bearer to come forward with the rings. Very nice job. Good job. And so, Gaston, if you would like to take the ring that you're going to place on Michelle's finger, and repeat after me as you place the ring on her finger. In token and pledge, of our constant faith, and abiding love, with this ring, I thee wed. And Michelle, if you'd like to take the ring and place it on Gaston's finger and repeat after me. In token and pledge, of our constant faith, and abiding love, with this ring, I thee wed. Whereas Gaston and Michelle have consented together in holy wedlock, and have witnessed the same before God and this company, and have pledged their faith to each other, and have declared the same by joining hands, and by giving and receiving rings, I pronounce that they are husband and wife together. Gaston, you are It is my joy and honor to introduce you, Mr. and Mrs. Dragone.